The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
Wild animals and wild places. They're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors. This week on Wardens.
Something I picked up on the road. I'm
okay.
not sure.
Mind if I look at it? Looks like narcotics.
I'm the one that collects the hair and records the data and sends it to the Wildlife Disease Laboratory.
I asked him the first time, I said, do you have any marijuana on you? Yeah. Because I can smell it. He said no, okay? That turned out to be a lie.
Bear hunting is a popular activity in the northern two-thirds of the state of Michigan, where over 7,000 licenses were available in 2018 through a drawing.
It's a long-standing tradition in Michigan. We have very good hunter success rates, great bear hunting opportunities, so we urge all that are interested to start to try hunting here. We've got several different bear management units in the Upper Peninsula and the Northern Lower Peninsula. As I said, very good hunter success rates, and we just welcome people to come and hunt with us.
Conservation officers employ a variety of enforcement tactics to patrol bear hunters over 6 weeks and 3 hunt periods. In District 1, Officer Ethan Mapes is checking bear hunters in late September.
How's she going for you guys today?
Trying to get some pups out of the woods.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are they at?
Over here.
Okay.
300, 400 yards.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
There's that other road that cuts to the east.
Yep.
Is that where you guys put them down, or?
No. We put them down probably about over on, I think 1700 it's called.
Okay, yep.
And we ended up over here.
Good, good.
Yeah.
You guys got your licenses on you?
Yeah, I got mine.
Okay. You got a kill tag, or
Yeah,
just,
I do.
okay.
But, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get one.
No?
No.
Why is that?
I leave tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Have you been running all weekend or all week?
Yeah, the rain.
Yeah, won't
Can't-
stop.
Can't get them jumped.
How many baits you got out?
We're a big group, so I'd say probably, I think about 15.
Okay. Perfect. And they've got the right to go on to private property and extract their dog, right? So they don't have the right to shoot a bear on private property, but they can go and pick up the dog. How much you had to drink today?
I had 1 beer after I got out of the swamp.
Okay, excellent. Why don't you step out for me, okay? Put it in park.
Okay, yeah, let me pull up here.
You're good where you're at. Just stand with your feet together, hands on by your side. Okay, follow my finger and just the tip of my finger. Don't move your head, okay? You got any head injuries or anything like that?
No.
Okay. No glasses, contacts?
No.
Okay. Okay, you're all set. All right.
Yeah, I in the swamp up to here today, so it was
Right.
trying to get some pups out and the other guy checked over there.
Sure.
Later in the day, Officer Mapes comes across an unoccupied truck parked on the side of the road.
We're gonna wait for him. Pretty strong odor of marijuana coming from that truck. How's it going?
Magical marshmallows, Skittles, inside the Butterfingers.
Oh,
just
really?
the peanut butter.
Right, yeah.
And Cracker Jacks.
Okay. Is those M&Ms?
No, M&M's got chocolate in them Skittles.
Are they? Okay. Yep. All right. Mind if we take a walk back? How far back is it? This is federal land, right?
Yeah, it's just that trail goes down here, take a right. I'd say about 100 yards to most, 75.
Okay. Good deal. Let's I'll check your firearm, check your license, and then we'll take a walk back there. Whose?
My cousin.
Is he back there?
Yes.
Okay. This is
Have a participation license.
okay. Is this your truck? Or
Huh?
is this your truck or his? Okay. Any marijuana on you right now?
Huh?
Any marijuana on you right now?
No.
Okay, so because there's marijuana somewhere right here, I can smell. So, is there any in the truck at all that you know of? Okay. Are you sure? If it's just a little bit, we can deal with that.
I got a bottle in there, yeah, but I have my card.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a peek at
The
that.
card is expired at this moment.
The state of Michigan has approximately 12,000 black bears. The DNR's Wildlife Division strives to obtain an accurate estimate of all game species in the state. One of the ways that Michigan uses to estimate its black bear population is through a program called Bear Hair Snare, which is conducted every 4 to 5 years.
The Bear Hair Snare program is just a way for us to gather data to help us set our future bear regulations. So we're able to do it, statewide where we have bears, and it's an effective and efficient way of gathering the data we need to set our regulations for the future.
I'm the one that goes out and checks the snares, checks to see if there is any hair that has been collected on the barbed wire. I'm the one that refreshes the bait and the attractant to make sure that that scent is there to draw the bears to the snare location. And then I'm the one that collects the hair and records the data and sends it to East Lansing to the Wildlife Disease Laboratory.
It takes her entire workday to check 13 snare sites that are spread across 3 counties. At each site, a single strand of barbed wire has been installed 20 inches off the ground to collect bear hair. Bacon donuts and a raspberry attractant are used as bait for the bears.
Oh, there's a bear. On 5/23 at 7 a.m. We have 257 baited locations throughout our northern lower peninsula. And so with 257 baited locations, we can get a good estimate on our bear population.
Michigan has 3 hunt periods for bear hunting. Most years, the earliest season starts the second weekend of September, and the last one ends during the 4th week of October. Conservation officers that patrol these areas during bear season want to make sure hunters are following fish and game laws, but they're also on the lookout for any violations that may be related to general criminal law. In District 1, CO Ethan Mapes has picked up the smell of marijuana while talking to 2 men next to their truck. He has also confirmed that they have firearms in the truck.
Do you have any marijuana on you? No. Okay.
Big old hair right there.
Not mine. Yeah. I got short hair. Any wants or warrants out for your arrest or anything like that? Okay. Ever been in trouble before for marijuana or anything like that?
Yes, sir.
How long ago?
7 years ago or so, I got caught growing too many plants.
Growing too many plants? Okay. How many over? You mind if I ask?
It seems like there was 3.
3 over?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. You got your driver's license on you?
That's why I went and got my car.
If you don't mind me asking, you want to open their wallet real quick a little bit? Next, that middle fold. Next one. That middle one. What's back there? Middle one. This one.
This one?
Yeah, what's that?
It's something I picked up on the road. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Mind if I look at it? Looks like narcotics.
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like wax. Yeah. You have your medical marijuana card?
Nope.
Where along the road did you pick this up?
Up there on the 1700.
Okay. You typically pick up stuff on the road?
Well, I pick up garbage all the time. Yeah.
Okay. When did you pick it up?
Yesterday.
Okay. Did you wonder what it was or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Go ahead. Do you know where it is?
I sure do.
You do?
I do.
What is it?
Okay. Is there anything else that I'm going to find?
Not that I know of, no.
That's not a very good answer.
No.
Okay. Is there anything I'm going to find?
No.
Okay. Because I asked him the first time, I said, do you have any marijuana on you?
Yeah.
Because I can smell it. He said no. Okay. That turned out to be a lie, right? Listen. Okay, I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him right now. Okay. I'm talking to him right now. Okay. Right? Yeah. So I asked you if you had anything on you. You said no. And now we got this. Okay, so is there any other surprises that I'm going to find?
Nope.
Okay, because I'm going to search a car, okay?
I wasn't trying to lie to you, officer.
Okay.
I was not. I don't do that.
Well, it's kind of hard to forget that you had all of this, right?
All of what?
I mean, you got a pipe and you got
no, I knew
4 or 5 joints.
I told you there was a bottle in the car.
Okay, that was after we established.
No, when you asked me.
Okay. Okay.
I told you there was a bottle in the car.
Okay, just keep your hands out of your pockets for me. Come on back here.
Yeah, Jesus, you got nothing.
Okay, why don't you sit on the tailgate for me?
No trouble to cause you no trouble.
Okay. Honesty goes a long ways with me, guys. Flashlight. Same with you. Turn around. Nothing I'm gonna find. No more surprises. Okay. You don't reach for anything, all right? Okay, what's this? What's that?
I'm sorry, I reached for
That's fine. I'm gonna let you.
Oh,
I'll let you pull it out instead of me.
You know what? Look it.
Okay. There. Okay. All right. Another pipe. Okay. So are we gonna start being honest, or are we gonna continue to lie to me?
I'm sorry.
Because I'm gonna continue to dig, and I'm gonna continue to find things. All right. All right.
Batteries.
Okay, put that back in. All right, no more reaching in pockets for me, all right? Why don't you come back over here? Don't stand behind me, okay? All right. Good, sit back on the tailgate there. And you don't have your medical marijuana card? Okay. And this is yours, correct? You didn't find this?
That is mine, correct.
Okay.
Each year, the state of Michigan has a bear forum where leaders of several organizations gather to share information and opinions regarding black bear conservation. The state changes its bear hunting regulations every other year based on what's discussed and determined at this meeting.
I work with all of our biologists to come up with our proposed quotas and our desired harvests, and I'll be bringing those to our bear forum today. And the bear forum consists of about 17 different organizations, large organizations that are very involved in bears and bear management. So that brings a lot of debate, though, because we bring regulatory changes, and the public will bring some potential regulatory changes. And today is the day to debate that before we bring proposed changes to the Natural Resources Commission and to the director of the DNR.
Michigan conservation officers who patrol bear hunters are well versed in bear hunting regulations and are wary of things that they've seen before. Since bear tags are only obtained through a drawing, it is not uncommon for people to go hunting with the idea of putting someone else's tag on a bear if they harvest one.
Did you have some luck?
Yes.
Bear hunting? Okay.
Yeah.
Whereabouts? Right.
Back this way, back there by the...
Okay, excellent.
That's my son. My grandson's here visiting.
Okay, okay. Could I speak with you for a minute out here?
Sure. You gotta come in if you want to.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just talk to you over here for a minute. She was holding tight to her story that she shot the bear.
Yeah.
What'd you shoot it with?
30-06.
30-06? Okay.
As they scrolled through the photos, Sergeant Hamill didn't see any of the grandmother with the bear.
But she had pictures of her grandson with the bear and a gun.
After seeing the photos, Sergeant Hamill asked the lady's grandson to talk.
I do not want to get your grandma involved in this, okay? I know what's going on, and I don't want to get her involved in this.
What's that?
She didn't shoot that bear.
I didn't shoot that bear, buddy.
Well, I'm not saying that you shot that bear, but your grandma didn't shoot that bear.
Why are you here? I mean, you know.
I'll tell you why we're here.
Yeah, what time is
How old is this? Your mother?
Yes.
How old is she?
79.
79. Okay. When a 79-year-old woman brings a bear in,
it kind of raises some suspicion because we don't see 79-year-old women out in the field very often. And you got to understand that.
I didn't just start doing this job yesterday. And I totally understand that there are 85-year-old ladies out there that still hunt, and that's great, but this isn't that situation.
Well, I wasn't in the woods. I'm telling you the truth.
All right.
I'm telling you the truth. I understand. I mean,
all right, you want to hang out tight for a second?
Yeah.
Who shot the car?
My nephew.
Okay. The one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you know,
I know, we get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm an avid hunter. I mean, I love it. I got an opportunity to do it.
Sure. Yep.
100% truth. Went out there, set in the stand, and come in. Went to go to bait pond, shot it right in the back of the head.
You?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
100%.
Well, I appreciate you coming out with it.
Tell everybody I'm sorry for lying to him, man.
Hey, it happens. It happens. It happens.
We have mandatory registration in Michigan, which is good, and we extract a tooth from each harvested bear. So we can look at the age class distribution of the bears in the harvest. You can actually tell if a sow has reproduced that year by looking at teeth, and of course we get the age of each of those bears. And the hunters are really important in the age of the bears that they harvest. So we send those teeth to our lab. We got great people working at the lab, and those individuals will look at the cementum layers in those teeth and come up with an age. And then we report that back to the hunters, the age of their bear.
That's all you need, huh?
Michigan Conservation Officer Ethan Mapes found a truck on the side of the road. He immediately smelled marijuana while investigating the truck and waited for two men to emerge from the woods where they had a bear bait.
Any marijuana on you right now? No. Okay, so because there's marijuana somewhere right here.
Initially, both men denied having any marijuana or marijuana paraphernalia, and then later admitted that they did.
Do you have any marijuana on you? No. Okay.
One of them has a medical marijuana card that is expired.
November 6th of 2018, voters went to the polls, and the majority of voters approved ballot initiative 18-1, which allows for small amounts of marijuana to be possessed and used by persons over the age of 21. However, it is still illegal to operate any type of vehicle, watercraft, snowmobile, ORV while under the influence of marijuana or any other drug, just like alcohol. And it's still illegal to possess a firearm, and especially hunt with a firearm under the influence as well.
Back up towards the front of the truck for me. I'm going to search the rest of the back of the vehicle. I'm not going to find anything else. If there's anything else in here, I just need you to tell me right now. Otherwise, I'm going to waste your time and my time, and then I'm not going to be very happy when I find it. Right now, I'm leaning towards the idea of giving a couple breaks and some leniency. But if there is more stuff in the vehicle and I have...
I'll give you everything I got.
Okay. What am I going to find?
Right in the back of the dog box there.
In the back of the dog box?
Yep.
Okay. Well, walk with me.
Right there. Now you have it all.
Okay.
100% sure of that, okay?
Okay. Because I'm gonna keep looking. I have to because.
That's entirely up to you.
Because.
I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
I think you could tear the thing apart and you ain't gonna find a damn thing.
Okay.
Sorry about that. But
okay. Is there anything?
You do have it all.
Okay. Is there anything on the ground, or do you throw anything or anything? Because I'm going to search the area as well. Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate you being honest with me.
Right. 100%.
Right. Okay.
You know, to plead our case, we're just a couple of good old boys out in the country.
I get that.
We're not endangering nobody.
Right. I get that. But drugs and guns don't go together, right?
I know.
Using marijuana while you're either operating or possessing a firearm. It's no different than operating or possessing a firearm while under impairment from alcohol. The judgment skills are not there. It makes it dangerous to be out in the woods with a firearm or on the trails or in a motor vehicle on the roads. It makes everybody unsafe at that point, and everybody's at risk.
So what I'm going to do is issue the one citation for possession of marijuana, and the other one is going to get a break with the understanding that he gets his medical marijuana card up to date. Sounds like he's in the process right now. So here's what I'm doing. I'm giving you guys one citation for the two of you, okay? The whole possession of the firearms while in possession of a controlled substance. I'm not overlooking that. I'm giving you guys a stern warning on that, okay? Not cool, all right? I know, like you said, just a couple of good old boys not bothering anybody, right?
Right.
But how does it look on my end if you were in my shoes? All right, do we want guns and drugs mixed? No. Right? Guns, alcohols mixed? No.
In this case, for possessing a controlled substance, the subject was found guilty. His court-ordered fine was $575 and 6 months of probation.
Good to get it off of him. We don't need drugs and firearms and hunting mixed together. Just doesn't work out. So, all in all, good stop.
November 15th is an unofficial holiday for some in Michigan since it's the opening day of firearm deer hunting season. For many communities in the state, this date creates more excitement than Christmas morning. Schools are closed in some areas for the deer opener, and conservation officers work long days. In District 9, CEO Justin Muehlhauser has spotted 2 unoccupied trucks that appear to belong to deer hunters.
We got a couple vehicles parked in this field here. Looks like they're probably out there hunting. Just gonna kind of check their plates real quick, run them for tags, see if they're all good. Looks like Dad is licensed. Not sure who the second vehicle belongs to, but it's probably gonna check out all right.
After not observing any violations with the 2 trucks and confirming that the vehicle owners had purchased firearm deer hunting licenses, Officer Muehlhauser intended to visit a processor. However, shortly after he arrived, he received a call to head elsewhere.
There was a shot into an unoccupied dwelling, possibly from a hunter. So we're gonna shoot over that way and assist the locals with what's going on out there.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So what's the deal?
Lot 16 over here, they're working on the trailer.
Okay.
Here, they say 8 shots. They say 4.
Okay.
And then something hits the trailer they're working on. Leaves a jagged hole about, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches.
Okay.
On the side of the trailer. I couldn't see anything other than that. They called their boss, called the police. They admit to shooting 4, but they're way down here in the woodline. I don't know if I'm not sure on how far that slug's going to travel.
Okay.
One guy admits to shooting 4 times. This guy, this gentleman who's still got his CPL and his
2829, I sent you a walk-in at your
this guy
office.
shoots once. So as they described it, it was 8 shots, and then after a period of time, they couldn't tell me how long, another shot.
Okay.
So
2829, clear.
nobody's hurt. It's a brand new, not a brand new, but it's a whole.
We got someone over at the trailer yet?
Just the workers. Yeah, I went over and talked to them.
There were workers present?
Yeah.
How we doing, fellas? Morning. So what's going on? You guys out hunting then and shooting at a deer running across the field, or what's?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You shot?
I shot 4.
4 times, and then you shot once. Okay. Everybody using shotguns. Okay, you guys got your tags?
Yep.
How about we do this? We'll take the firearms, we'll set them on the truck for now, and then you guys can walk me down the line and show me where you were standing when you guys shot. Okay? Yep. So that way these aren't laying in the mud and getting all nasty stuff. We can put them up on the truck there. Just kind of keep them pointing in a safe direction. You guys got your shells with you too? What kind of shells are you using?
Slugs.
Slugs?
Yeah, I mean, this is what's left. My other ones are copper solids.
Okay. So these ones go with that one, right?
My dad was up closer to here. I was in the middle, and was down at the end.
Okay, so you guys are all on this line here?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were running straight across this way. They weren't running towards the trailer park.
Okay. But you didn't take any shots?
I did not.
No shots, okay.
After talking to the three hunters for a short time, the property owner arrives at the scene.
Did somebody call? Because this is my property. I want to know if somebody's calling to complain because I'm hunting my own property.
Nope, someone's calling to complain because there was a shot that went into the trailer park over there and hit one of the trailers.
Oh,
so that's why we're here.
There's that. There's my driver's license.
Okay. So we'll be looking into that, but just so you know, that's why we're here.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're hunting on your own property, that's fine. You're hunting your own property. I'm going to need his info as well,
okay,
if he's part of the party. I'm just going to hold on to this for right now.
Okay. So where was this so-called shot, or what trailer got hit? I want to know that.
It's one of the trailers in the trailer park over there.
Where?
I'll get you the address when we're all said and done here.
Okay.
I can't tell you right now off the top of my head, but I mean, I'm not making this up. I wouldn't be here.
When was this so-called shot supposed to have taken place?
I'm just going to let you know that I was called to come out here and assist probably about 20, 30 minutes ago. So
okay, so it's when there was
So we're not here to make this up. Okay, so we'll stop that right now.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How about
What do we
yourself?
have today?
A small doe. Nice doe for here, though.
With the exception of deer transported out of Michigan's CWD management zone, it is optional for hunters to take their deer to a check station. However, many successful hunters still visit check stations to learn biological information about their harvest, including the age of their deer and especially to get a patch.
They want to bring their deer in. They don't care if it's frozen. All they want is the patches. And a lot of them collect them, and a lot of them have them from the very start.
I came back from Vietnam in 1972 when the patches started, and my dad is going to be 94, and him and I have been hunting together ever since I've been back, and we each got every patch.
During deer season, the DNR operates more than 100 check stations, and to keep them running, they utilize full-time employees as well as seasonal workers. Staff members must annually attend a training course to work at check stations.
This is where our staff are receiving training about how to age deer, also how to fill out all the data that we take, and also head collection is really important this time of year.
So I'll be showing them how to age deer by looking at tooth replacement and tooth wear. To age a deer between 1/2 and 3 1/2 is fairly easy. It gets a little more difficult as they get older, but again, we try to go through the techniques to use to be able to do that.
It's helpful for our disease surveillance. This is where we can collect heads for both chronic wasting disease and bovine TB testing.
If it's really thin, if you don't have any fat deposits on it, if the backbone is prominent, the pelvic bones are prominent, that's a sick animal. That's one that should be looked at.
This doe was running with 5 other does.
It's awesome. The guys come in and they're happy. The only time they're crabby is when their wives get a bigger buck than what they do, but otherwise it's wonderful.
And there you go, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping.
It is opening day of Michigan's firearm deer season, and Conservation Officer Justin Muehlhauser is conducting an investigation after receiving a report of a gunshot hitting a home. He's located some hunters that were targeting deer nearby. One of them admits to firing 4 shots, and another hunter says he shot once.
Certainly sounds like there was some type of deer drive going on between these guys. Someone was in the woods pushing, and we had some guys set up along the tree line here. And some shots rang out, and sounds like one of the nearby houses was hit by one of those shots.
Officer Muehlhauser heads to the woods with the two hunters that fired the shots to take a look at where they were when they pulled their triggers.
So you were right around here? Okay.
And I shot straight into those woods.
Yeah, see that?
Straight across.
Yep.
Okay.
Orange post on that tree?
Yep.
That's almost exactly where they were ended up and ran straight across.
Okay. So you're staying here, you shot once.
Once. Right.
And it was straight across right there to where that orange sign
They
is.
were running across.
So only one shot from you. That was it.
That's it.
Okay. 4 from you.
Yeah, and I shot first.
Okay.
So, and his was after me, so I'm guessing he heard me shooting and probably spun around or whatever.
Okay. You're thinking the casing still laying down here?
I didn't pick it up. There it is.
Okay. All right, we'll go down to his spot next. Now you guys do see the seriousness in this, right? I mean, you understand why we're here. I mean, I don't think these guys who are over here working on one of the houses are making this up. You know, I mean,
I don't think they are. Well, I know if I lived over there, I wouldn't want to be hearing, shots, especially if I had kids or whatever.
Right. But hearing a shot is one thing, and the other officer's already been over there, and he's found damage, and they're claiming that this came from one of these shots, right? So, I mean, there's people over there working at the time when this happened.
Yep.
It's potentially dangerous situation. Where's the first place you see the deer when he gets to the field?
I mean, I saw him probably right over here.
Okay.
But, you know, I've hunted this property before, so I know, you know, obviously not shooting over there. And I waited till they're, you know, a good 50 yards out, 60 or whatever. You almost see a big patch of snow right there or whatever.
Yep.
And that's where I started opening up.
So right where that big patch of snow is right here.
Yeah.
So completely outside of any of these houses over here, that's when you take your first shot.
Yep.
Is it possible your first shot came inside of that first snow patch? Because I'm saying from where I saw where the house is located on the map, it's pretty good probability that it's in a pretty good line from right here.
Well,
so
I don't think so.
I mean, all that is yet to be determined, but seems pretty plausible to me.
I mean,
right?
Anything's plausible.
Right.
You know, I get that. But.
Right.
CO Muehlhauser finds the 4 shotgun shells where the younger hunter shot from, takes pictures of them, picks them up, and heads back to his truck with the 2 hunters.
So, I mean, I'm sure you know, not very safe to shoot at a moving target, especially if it's on the run, and you don't have a very good backdrop, right?
Right.
November 15th is the opening day of firearm deer season in Michigan each year. It's a busy day for hunters and especially for conservation officers. The weather can vary tremendously from year to year, and even on the same day throughout the state. The cases that COs encounter can vary greatly too.
All right, guys.
Officer Justin Muehlhauser is investigating a case after getting a report that a gunshot from a hunter hit a home. Officer Muehlhauser is joined by Officers Jason Becker and Danielle Zubek. He gets them up to speed.
These guys, there's 5 of them in total. 3 of these guys are set up along this tree line here, and they're all facing west. Okay. There's a couple guys in the woods. It's definitely some type of deer drive. Okay. They're in there looking for a deer from this morning, and these guys see, the young guy sees a deer come out down by the trailer park. So deer cross across in front of the trailer park and never stop. They're on a trot and then a run, and he shoots 4 times. Okay. Missing each 4 times, and then the other guy takes 1 shot. So the older guy says he takes one shot, but it was basically straight across. Young guy took 4 shots, kind of at a sweeping motion across the field. He's saying, I didn't start shooting until it was outside that trailer park. But I'm like, well, I mean, we've got evidence at the trailer park that one of these houses was hit. He's like, is it possible that one of those shots went into that trailer park? He goes, well, I guess anything's possible, but I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much why we don't shoot at moving targets. This is a pretty serious violation. I mean, we're talking about reckless discharge of a firearm, okay? I don't see why someone who's doing work on a trailer would just make that up. And, you know, the trailer was shot right when they heard those shots. And so they believed it so much to the fact to where they hit the deck and they took cover, okay? So I just want you to understand how serious this actually is. And you could be going to jail right now for a reckless discharge of a firearm. That is an arrestable offense.
After interviewing the hunters and collecting evidence, CO Muehlhauser heads to the home to gather more information. He meets up with the electricians that were working on the trailer when it was struck by the gunshot.
You can hear him, shoo, shoo, and then it hit the house, and that's when I went for cover.
So you heard 3 shots, or
yeah,
three bullets?
Yes. Oh yeah.
3 separate bullets.
And that last one hit the trailer.
We're working right in this area. I think he was over there about that way. I was right in this area here. The last one of the group that we heard it hit the house.
Okay.
So we hit the deck underneath because we didn't know whether there was going to be any more or not.
Right.
But we saw the house right up here.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely see inside the siding where it went through the actual, like, plywood. So, yeah, and that's perfectly in line from where he said he was at when he shot.
After photographing the hole on the exterior of the trailer, officers Muehlhauser and Becker head inside.
There is a slug sitting right on the floor, right there. There's an entrance hole right in the drywall in the back. And then from this other angle, looks like it came straight across into the drywall on the other side. So we're gonna, right now this is a crime scene. We're gonna preserve all this evidence, tag it and bag it, and submit it to the prosecutor for review. Ultimately, it'll be up to them to authorize on the charges, but we are looking at a case for reckless discharge of a firearm. We just had a situation up here with a reckless discharge of a firearm. He admitted he took 1 shot. Well, it turns out the 1 shot that hit the house was likely from his firearm.
Michigan Conservation Officer Justin Muehlhauser seized the gun of a hunter who took 4 shots at a running deer, believing he was the one whose slug hit a nearby dwelling. After finding the slug in the trailer, Officer Muehlhauser believes the slug matches those shot by the man's father, who only fired 1 shot. Initially, he didn't seize the father's gun and is calling to arrange another meeting to get it.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that the slugs that he's using, it's a particular type of slug, and it's almost an identical match to the slug that we recovered from inside the house. So these were the shells that you were using, right?
That's the shell I was using.
The saboted slugs? Yep. Okay. This is...
I got to say one thing. When we got back to the car and we looked at the box of shells he had, it was mixed.
Okay.
It could have been a sabot.
Okay. But when we went and we took pictures of the shells at each place, there wasn't one of these where he was shooting from.
It wouldn't have been identical to that, but it could have been a sabot shell. The red one that you had, maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
We noticed that. But if it matches...
This one is, I mean, that slug, just looking at it from right there, just the top of it, it's almost an identical match of what we recovered from the house.
I don't understand, only because he told you he took 4 shots.
Right.
And he said between there. I took my shot after his.
Right, but I don't think the angle is correct.
I was shooting straight. The deer were...
From what I'm seeing, from what the evidence is telling me, there's absolutely no way, unless he shot one of these saboted slugs.
Not that.
But but there was not one of these laying where all of his shells were discharged.
I know that.
You still had the firearm with you?
2 in here.
Okay. Which case is the one that you were using in the field? That one there? Okay.
Other firearm have other shells with it?
No.
But that was the one that you were using in the field there. Okay.
You're gonna have to take it.
I'm gonna have to take it. And it may come down to having both firearms tested to determine which one was the actual one that shot that shell. But I mean, it was clear as day when we went over to the house. There's a hole right in the side of the house. I mean, and it's a really scary situation too, because the house next door is occupied. There's kids home.
Well, sure. I feel terrible. I didn't think I took a shot that was in that direction.
Okay.
I don't. But hey, I don't want to hurt anybody.
Right. I believe you.
We're
Yeah.
not irresponsible. I know you guys got a hard job, and you got to do what you got to do.
Right. So
I'm a big supporter of you guys. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. I know accidents do happen, and fortunately today nobody was hurt.
That's
So.
the case, because I would have never guessed it.
Okay.
I wouldn't have guessed it.
Okay.
Because I'm more careful than that.
Right. Like I said, accidents do happen. Right.
I can't deny it.
Yep.
If it says that's what happened, then that's what happened.
Michigan has been called a winter wonderland, and it's a fitting description. The state boasts over 40 ski resorts, more than 6,000 miles of designated snowmobile trails, as well as nearly 900 miles of groomed cross-country skiing trails. Another popular cold weather activity is ice fishing. In Michigan's District 1, Conservation Officers Jeff Dell and Ethan Mapes are using snowmobiles to check on other snowmobilers as well as ice fishermen.
Specifically looking for violations on over limits, too many lines, and then for snowmobile registration and any loud sleds.
Officers Dell and Mapes are checking on a couple of fishermen who have a northern pike in their possession.
Just a tad. Right there.
You're at 23.
On Lake Gogebic, which is in Gogebic and Ontonagon counties, the minimum length for a northern pike is 24 inches.
Who got the pike? You did? You gonna take responsibility for it? Yeah. All right, you got your driver's license on you? Yep. How many lines you got?
Well, we have 7. I guess we forgot to pull a tip up out.
So you got 7 lines out? All right, you know how many you're supposed to have?
6.
6. All right. Are you gonna take responsibility for the 7th line so your buddy's not?
Yeah.
You got your license on you? Another thing, I don't know, do you guys have your tip-ups labeled?
No, not all of them.
Okay, yeah. If you got a Sharpie in your sleds or in your tent, throw your name and address on it. You're required by law to have your tip-ups labeled.
Okay.
It's not too big of a deal when you guys are owning up to all your lines.
Yeah.
But if there was 30 lines out here and none of them are labeled, and then people start saying, "Oh, this isn't my line," you know, so that's when it becomes a deal. So I'm not going to hit you guys with that one, but what I am going to issue citations for too many lines for the short pike. They had 7 lines out, and in their fish bucket there was a short pike, short by about 1 inch. The gentleman who caught the pike admitted to catching it. Said he'd been fishing here for years, never knew that there was a size limit on pike. He had a tape measure on him. I measured it with his tape measure and it came out 1 inch short. So that gentleman took responsibility for the pike. The other gentleman took responsibility for the too many lines.
One of the fishermen doesn't have the registration for his snowmobile or a helmet. So Officer Mapes loans him his helmet to ride to his cabin to get his registration and helmet. Upon the fisherman's return, Officer Mapes confirms that his registration is valid.
Cited you for possessing an undersized pike like we talked about. Yep. Size limit is 24, and you can only possess 2 of them, all right? So between the two of you buddies, you can have 4 pike, 24 inches or greater. Copy the citation, fish too many lines like we talked about, right? So only 3 lines a person. You guys know that, so just make sure you're following that.
In this case, Both of these anglers pled guilty and each paid a court-ordered fine of $235, one for keeping an undersized pike and the other for having too many lines out. Snowmobiling is an activity that is enjoyed by many people in cold weather climates. However, it can also be extremely dangerous when done unsafely. A safety class is one way to reduce crashes.
This is no joke. A lot of these things are very, very important to carry with you because it will save your life.
Conservation officers Jenny Hansen and Zach Painter help teach 6th graders in Michigan's District 1 about snowmobile operation, safety, and laws.
With as much snow we get up here, the snowmobile is someone's daily driver. It's what they'll take to the grocery store. It's what they'll take to school. So snowmobile use is very big up here, not only for recreating, just everyday use.
Your snowmobile can only be so loud, and we have dedicated patrols to looking at the sound of every sled. We test the sleds and see how loud they are.
Students are educated in a classroom setting and also outdoors right next to a snowmobile
Who can show me where the emergency switch is? Come show us.
before being tested on a marked course where they demonstrate skills they've learned.
Good job. I like how you stopped at each of their intersections. You showed me hand signals every time you turned. It was a really good job.
Upon passing the course, students receive a safety certificate which permits those who are 12 years old or older to operate a snowmobile without supervision. In the western end of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, conservation officers Jeff Dell and Ethan Mapes are patrolling snowmobilers during a busy winter weekend.
See a lot of traffic on the trail, or?
You know, more than I thought, but it hasn't been really super busy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better day. Nice and sunny, not too windy.
The officers confirmed that the snowmobiles were properly registered and did not observe or encounter any violations with these riders.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Catching much?
I got.
Later in the day, Officer Dell checked the license and catch of a fisherman using an ice shelter.
Clear, thank you. Oh, looks like you're good.
We're up here, we come up snowmobiling all the time.
Did you hit the trails at all?
Yeah, last week. This week we came up fishing.
I've only seen a few fish on the ice so far. But
I don't feel so bad now, Mark.
Yeah, I don't think they were doing any better over there.
My buddy Mark from Slinger, I'm like, hey, the fishing's real good up here. We haven't caught nothing all day.
Yeah, well, it's a great day to be outside. Yeah. All right, well, I'll let you guys get back to it. Take care.
Meanwhile, as part of the same patrol, Conservation Officer Shannon Kritz is working a snowmobile check with other COs. She's encountered a young rider who doesn't have a valid registration on his machine.
He's up there somewhere. I don't know. Is there any paperwork in here? Do you have copies on this one? I'll look. Okay. There has to be something. Not on me, no. Wait, we're gonna have to wait till it comes back. Where are you guys coming from? We talked to you earlier. West Shore. Wait, did you guys just buy this one or something? The registration for it is in this truck. People have to take the truck because one of the sleds is different.
This rider says that his dad has the registration, and he's already gone through the check. Meanwhile, while watching an intersection with a stop sign on a snowmobile trail, Officer Brian Lassiter spots a sled that is missing a Michigan trail permit. He immediately begins his pursuit of this group of snowmobiles.
I had it placed on my windshield, and last night my windshield broke. I got it in here, the part that I capped of it that I could find.
Where's your top part of your windshield that broke?
Some of the pieces fell in powdery snow and I tried looking for them. I couldn't find them. The other pieces that didn't fall off, they were all just still connected to the sled, and I took those off this morning, threw them out. I just kept that piece just in case I got stopped, thinking that it'd be somewhat proof enough.
By law, it has to be on there.
Okay.
So, but the law states it has to be above or below the headlight. So that's why we recommend putting them below your headlight, because instances where the windshield breaks.
The duties of a Michigan conservation officer vary from season to season and even from day to day. Most of the time, their assignments have them enforcing game and fish laws, but as fully commissioned peace officers, they are authorized to enforce general criminal law as well. In District 7, Officer Chris Simpson is working an Oktoberfest party on a lighted cross-country trail in Muskegon State Park.
We're here assigned just as a security precaution. So basically just to keep the crowd in line, make sure nobody gets overly intoxicated and out of control.
One of the activities available to attendees of this Oktoberfest is the opportunity to go down a luge track.
There you go. Yeah. So where are you trying to go?
We were trying to go there, but it ended here. It was all fenced off.
Keep going.
Keep walking.
If you see where the lights are up there, keep walking past there.
Okay.
So. You can tell the liquor's starting to flow a little bit better now. Or the alcohol, should I say, is starting to flow a little bit better. Yes, ma'am. You're scaring me. I'm scared of cats. I'm allergic. Are you having a good time? You know we're on camera, right? Take care.
You guys got your work cut out for you.
It's a good crowd.
You know what? That's what we're saying. A nice crowd.
It's a good crowd.
It really is.
It's an older age group, so you don't have 18, 20-year-old kids wanting to fight each other. So, typically, we're dealing on one-on-one contacts in a rural setting, but we come across state park patrols and whatnot that we have multiple people or large crowds that we deal with. Most of our typical day-to-day contacts are related to fish and game, contacts with, enforcement of size or bag limits or license enforcement, things like that. This is a little different. It's more of a general law enforcement type work. It fits within our duties to be doing security or enforcement work on a state park, on Department of Natural Resource lands.
Over the course of his shift at Oktoberfest, Officer Simpson did not observe or encounter any activities that required enforcement action. Officer Shannon Kritz has contacted a snowmobiler who does not have the appropriate registration sticker on his sled. The rider told her that his father has the appropriate paperwork. The rider's father had gone through this check, but later returns to the scene.
The Iowa registration? Yeah, it could be registered or whatever. I never wrote it in Iowa. You know, snowmobiles have to have a registration just like your car does, right? So you get the trail sticker and then you register in that state. I didn't know that. No, if you didn't register it in that state. Is this registered anywhere?
That one's no, not that I can see.
This one was just bought, so it hasn't been transferred yet.
Neither the young rider nor his father have the appropriate registration. Officer Kritz writes the father a ticket for not having the appropriate registration for one machine and gives him a break for the second snowmobile not being registered.
You're getting off pretty cheap for getting the one. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I didn't know that they need to be registered where you're from.
Yeah, it's just like a car. That's your registration plate.
Okay.
If I leave the state, I gotta have my Michigan registration on my car.
Right.
So you'd have to. You could actually register this in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, wherever you want, but you just have to have a plate on it or a registration detail.
Yep. The kid didn't have a registration on his snowmobile. The dad came back. He also did not have registration on his snowmobile. They said that they were registered, but they had no proof. So the dad was cited for failing to display registration on his snowmobile and given a warning for the other snowmobile.
In this case, for not having his snowmobile registered, almost a year after this footage was shot, the father hasn't paid for his citation and has a warrant out for his arrest. Later in her patrol at the same check, Officer Kritz finds another snowmobiler without a registration on his machine.
Is there any paperwork in it? Paperwork's in the pickup at the dealership.
Where'd you rent it from?
The The rider tells CO Kritz that he's renting the sled and only has the paperwork outlining his rental agreement.
Stay put. I'm gonna run this. Did you write that other one from Waters Meat too?
No, this, he owns that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything back on it. I'm gonna give you a warning.
All right.
Since it's not your sled and you rented it.
Yep.
What you need to tell them when you turn it in. Okay?
All right.
Tell them that there's no registration, doesn't come back. You may have this, but you know.
Does you a lot of good.
Yeah.
We didn't even think about it.
I'm giving a warning. Call them. I'm gonna give them a call as well. Okay. No, it's right on here. At least I have that, right? I stopped that guy for failing to display registration. It turns out his snowmobile was a rental out of Waters Meat. I ran it by VIN and it had no registration, so I got the VIN, I got where it was rented from. So I gave that guy a warning since he was a renter and he's not responsible for the registration, but I'm gonna follow up with the renter company tomorrow or Monday and give them enforcement action on not registering their snowmobiles that they're renting.
Upon following up with the company that rented the snowmobile to this rider, Officer Kritz confirmed that this machine was properly registered and issued the company a warning for not having the registration affixed to the snowmobile. Another area of snowmobile enforcement that officers keep an eye on is to make sure riders are stopping at stop signs that are posted on the trails they're using.
So stop sign enforcement is important in the UP because we've had quite a bit of fatalities in the past couple of years because of people ignoring stop signs. People will be following in line and the lead person will stop and then the last people will be trying to keep up and they'll completely not see the stop sign. And in some situations, this is what leads people to get hit by cars, and this has led to fatalities. So when I'm out here doing stop sign enforcement, those are the situations that I'm trying to prevent.
During their patrol, Officers Kritz and Brian Lassinen witness a snowmobile towing another snowmobile and blowing through a stop sign.
We understand why we're working stop sign enforcement, right? I understand it. Okay. Do you have any warrants or warrants for your arrest?
No, ma'am.
You're going to be getting a ticket for not stopping up on stop signs. Every single snowmobile needs a registration on it. The trail stickers are what supplies money to our groomers, and our groomers are out multiple times a day, so that's why it's important to enforce it. So we have funding to keep our trails nice and to keep people coming back to Michigan's trails.
Officer Brian Lassinen spots a sled that is missing a Michigan trail permit. The rider says that he was in a crash the day before that broke his windshield, and that's where the sticker was attached. He shows CO Lassinen a picture on his phone of what he says is proof of the sticker.
So this is from the guy I bought it from Rockford, Illinois.
When did you buy it?
A couple months ago, I think around, what was it, November? Late November? December? I'm trying to remember here.
I'll give you a warning for it.
Okay.
By law, it's supposed to be on your machine.
Okay.
Okay. Thankfully, you got a picture.
Yep. He's been our picture guy.
Yeah.
So.
Otherwise, yeah.
I'll probably go.
You could get this from anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Save yourself $48.
Sure.
Yeah.
Trust me, you're not the first person that would try to pull it over.
Sure.
I wouldn't try to do that, so.
In the future, don't put them above or below. Put it below your headlight.
Okay.
For that reason. Like as I explained, if you didn't have that picture, I mean, how am I supposed to know?
Yeah, I know. I understand.
What that means. You know what I mean? I know, yeah, obviously I know it's part of a sticker, but, all right?
Yep.
So if you come back, you got to get a new sticker, all right?
Okay.
As a part of the same patrol, Officers Lassinen and Shannon Kritz observed and pulled over a snowmobiler who blew through a stop sign while towing another snowmobile.
I'm not arguing none of it with you. I told her when we drove past you guys, oh, we're going to get pulled over. Do you have registration stuff? I haven't got it in the mail yet.
Do you have any type of paperwork for it?
No, actually, we just got pulled over at Lake Ogivik too for the
Show you like my insurance and stuff on it.
exhaust can and stuff that's on it. So they tested and they didn't say nothing about it. I told them the same thing.
Okay.
If the vehicle would have been coming down this driveway, he wouldn't have been able to stop. All right, here's your driver's license back. Here's your ticket on, you're gonna have 10 business days to call the court. Monday afternoon at the soonest.
Right.
But call that number, you'll be able to take care of this right over the phone.
All good, thank you.
Just gonna write down your snowmobile registration. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Just make sure you're going slow enough to stop.
Yep.
Drive safe.
You too. You guys have a good night.
Yep.
The driver is cited for failing to stop at a stop sign. In this case, he was found responsible and paid a court-ordered fine of $155.
It's important to be situationally aware when you're out on the trails. A lot of people come to the UP and snowmobile and they don't have a lot of experience. And snowmobiles can operate at 100+ miles an hour. So it's important to operate within your means. If you're not very experienced, don't go faster than your means to be able to stop. Plus we have a lot of wildlife. You'll see people, they hit deer on the trails. So you just need to be aware, make sure you stop at stop signs, and if you're bar hopping, you need to keep it under .08 because that also leads to fatalities during snowmobile season. So it's important to just be safe.